You know, I think a big part of health that the health influencers don't want to talk about, because you can't sell a book about this, you can't really sell a course about this, is just the everyday stress that we go through because of modern society. And I think that impacts our health in a major way. I think a lot of health influencers, they want to sell you some magical diet. They want like vegan or carnivore, or they want to sell you some magical biohacking supplement. And these things are great. These things are amazing, don't get me wrong. But I think a huge problem that people have with health in today's society is a lack of time, a lack of money, a lack of resources, and the way the system is set up to keep people in poverty at the bottom of the totem pole. And that creates a serious stress on someone to try to overcome economic hardship. And that definitely affects someone's ability to buy the right foods. And so I think when it comes to health, we have to be cognizant of that, because I think a lot of people try to brush over that or skip over that, but it plays a huge role, and I don't think it can be understated. Just the everyday stress of not having money that some people deal with in today's society. Like, you can't even take the girl you like on a proper date because you don't have money. You can't even buy the foods that you want to eat because you don't have money. You can't even buy the medicine that you need because you don't have money. And so, in my opinion, part of being healthy is we need to make the economy better. We need an overhaul for the economy. With how much money is coming out of our paycheck, there should be free community gardens everywhere, free food everywhere. A lot of our money is going to war. It shouldn't be. There's no excuse for killing each other. We're supposed to be the most evolved species on Earth. We should not be fighting any wars right now. None of our tax money should be going to that. It should all be going to creating resources. And the problem is, we are overpopulated. We need to stop reproducing like rabbits. Pull out. Wear a condom. It's not that complicated. Birth control, whatever it takes. A vasectomy if you have to. Anything it takes. We need to develop even better technology for birth control as well, and safer and more easily usable, because we are way overpopulated. People, it wouldn't be a problem necessarily to have 8 billion people if everyone came from a wealthy, healthy family with good morals, good values. But a lot of people come from abusive parents. They come from poverty. Why are you breeding if that's the condition that your life is in? It makes no sense. You're not thinking logically. You're like an animal. Like, oh, let me just nut inside of her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, even if you just pull out, I rarely ever wear a condom, and I've been a hoe some of my life, and I've never gotten anyone pregnant. So even just pulling out goes a long way. But what I'm saying is, we're way overpopulated as a species, and there's no excuse. We need to gain control over our sexual desire. I know it can be difficult sometimes, but we need to start practicing things like celibacy. And I'm not saying sex is bad either if you love someone, but just be safe when you have sex. I'm not saying you can't have sex. Sex can be very healthy. It can be a great way to bond with someone. Sex can be very healing. But we're overpopulated. Like I said, it's not necessarily the number of people that's the problem. It's the conditions people are being born into. Like, how come every time how come there's all these horrible people being born? It's because the parents aren't raising the kids right. Like serial killers and pedophiles and scammers. There's so many scammers, just shitty people these days, because they're not born into a family that raises them properly. And so that's the big thing with health, is health isn't just what you eat. That's a huge part of it, don't get me wrong. And that's a very important part of it. We need to make sure the food is being grown in the right soil. So that's what I'm saying, is health isn't just about the food that you eat, but it's about the environment at large and how we're interacting with each other as humans. how we're treating one another can affect your health. Like, emotional pain can affect your health. And if your family is constantly abusing you, or your partner is constantly abusing you, that stress can affect your health. And so we need to treat one another good. We need to treat one another with respect. Don't harm anyone. Treat everyone like they're your brother, like they're your sister, like they're your, you know what I mean? Treat people with respect. That's very important. We shouldn't be hurting one another. I don't think we should really be eating meat. I'm vegetarian. I might eat meat once in a while, but every time I eat it, I always feel the negative effect. It doesn't sit right. It always messes up my stomach. So I don't even think we need as much protein as they say we do. Protein, you need a certain amount, but that's it. You also need other nutrients as well. Like, there's certain nutrients that's found in fruits, like vitamin C, antioxidants, vegetables. It's not just about protein. You can get enough protein eating plants. Spirulina, more protein than any meat you'll ever eat. Chlorella, more protein than any meat you'll ever eat. You can throw that in a juice, you can throw that in a smoothie. Even if you're vegetarian, you can do raw milk, raw eggs. I just would not do meat. I don't think it's good to eat blood and flesh. It's very vampire-ish, you know? And that's the problem, is a lot of people in today's world are not living in a way that's peaceful. A lot of people in today's world are living in a violent, harmful way, and that's not good. We're supposed to be living at peace with our environment. We're supposed to be living at peace with nature. And the thing is, when it comes to health, it's not just about what you do as an individual, it's about what everyone around you does. So we need to educate one another more. We need to start talking more about different plant-based sources of protein. We need to start talking more about vegetarian and raw milk and pasture-raised eggs. And we need to start talking more about organic fruit and permaculture and vegetables. And we need to start talking more about safe sex, because people are going to want to have sex either way. So we need to promote safe sex. That way we're not overpopulating with unwanted pregnancies, because you can have sex and bond and enjoy it and feel pleasure with people you love, but you can do it in a safe way. I've had plenty of sex in my life, and I've never gotten anyone pregnant. There's no excuse. There's so many different ways to lower the risk. You know what I mean? So anyways, I guess the topic of today's video was kind of all over the place, but I feel like the main topic of today's video is that health is not just what we do as individuals, but it's how we set up our environment with one another to create heaven on earth together. Because our economy plays a big role on our mental health, and our economy is something that we create together. It's not an individual thing. And we need to find ways to work together and not be selfish, to create abundance for everyone and safety for everyone, you know? So I hope this helps. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see more of on this page. And until next one, I'm out. Love and peace.